Let us look at the Comparison Options tab, under the LVS Options section of the LVS Run Submission form. The first option is to ignore the names of the nets on the ports during the comparison. The second checkbox lets you expand cells, with certain kind of error categories. The first one is the Reduce category, where schematic and layout cell networks are inconsistent, after filtering and network reduction. The next error category is Parameter, where the connectivity of the cell matches, and has parameter errors. The last one has errors, matching the layout and schematic pins. Compare Port Names option, check for discrepancies in port names, between matching ports in the layout and schematic. Under Recognize Gates, there are 4 options to specify whether or not SVS should identify logic gates during the comparison. The default rules definition will use settings defined in the rule deck. The None option does not identify any logic gates, and Simple recognizes a set of simple gates. They are not, and, or, nor, nond, XOR, and XNOR. The last option, All, identifies every logic gate combination for comparison. Select Use LVS color checks, which is valid for Pegasus run form only, and not for PVS, to generate an LVS net color file. There are 2 modes for specifying the color file, auto and manual. In the default auto mode, the auto field is pre-populated with the color file name. In case you have defined the Virtuoso environment variable, namely, color const file name, then the field is populated with the name, specified with the environment variable. If the environment variable is not defined, the field is populated with the default file name, net_color_file. Use the manual option to select the file manually, or to browse to the location of the file. Filter options lets the user filter out specific configurations of devices from schematic and layout netlist based on the device connectivity. LVS_filter_ option is the equivalent PVL rule. For example, option AB would filter out the most devices with drain, source, and gate tied together. The last feature, Breaking Ambiguity Threshold, sets the maximum number of elements that will be considered when trying to resolve the connectivity in groups of ambiguous elements. And what are ambiguous elements? Ambiguous groups arise from circuits, which are highly parallel and symmetric, and in those cases, the tool would like to have a threshold limit to the maximum number of elements that will be considered when trying to resolve the connectivity issues.